Welcome to a Monday edition of Autoweek TV. Coming up, we get behind the steering wheel of the new Toyota Camry. But first, here's a look at what's going on in the auto world. Ford's work to overhaul Lincoln will include a new look for the brand. Automotive News reports that the waterfall grille that dominates the front of Lincoln vehicles is history. Sources tell the trade paper that the new look of Lincoln is coming with updates of the MKS sedan and MKT crossover next spring. The waterfall look has been a love it or hate it design since it was introduced about 5 years ago. Reports bouncing around the internet say that the next generation Chevy Corvette, the C7, will be offering a 7-speed manual transmission. Chevy officials won't talk about their plans for the new Vette, which is expected to launch in early 2013 as a 2014 model. The current Vette offers a 6-speed manual, though most Vette buyers take the automatic. Adding a 7th gear will give GM engineers more flexibility to wring better fuel economy out of the car. There are 5 races left in the Formula One season for this year, but the race for the Drivers' Championship is pretty much over. Red Bull Racing's Sebastian Vettel completely dominated the Singapore Grand Prix on Sunday, but rival Jenson Button of McLaren finished second. That leaves Vettel 1 point shy of clinching the Drivers' Championship. Button can still grab the title if he wins the remaining 5 races. Good luck with that. Finally for today, let's take a closer look at the redesigned 2012 Toyota Camry. Here's Road Test Editor Natalie Neff.
Hey, I'm Autoweek Road Test Editor Natalie Neff, and we're here in lovely but breezy Roslyn, Washington, also known as Sicily, Alaska, from Northern Exposure fame. We are here test driving the new 2012 Toyota Camry, the 7th generation of arguably the most important nameplate in the entire world. So let's check it out. To call it a really big deal doesn't suffice. The Camry is as big a deal as it gets in the United States, selling upwards of 450,000 in its heyday. Even in the thick of this recession, Toyota's moved more than 320,000 Camrys a year. So, when the mothership decides it's time for a redesign, the world takes notice. But for starters, yes, the Camry is redesigned. Toyota calls the 2012 model the 7th generation, and yes, it looks a lot different inside and out. But for all the Camry fanatics, if we can call them that, the actual experience of driving the new car is much the same as the old. First off, the engines are carryovers. Base models get the familiar 2.5-liter turning out 178 horsepower. The top build engine continues in the form of a 3.5-liter V6 cranking out 268 horsepower. It moves the car out in compelling fashion, the power coming on strong and smooth. Both engines pair with a new 6-speed automatic that shifts promptly and uncomplainingly. Size-wise, the new Camry is almost identical to the previous model. It boasts exactly the same length, width, height, and wheelbase. And yet inside, the car feels more spacious, with 1.3 cubic feet of extra passenger volume eked out by scooping out the backs of the front seats, shaving the pillars, and tucking the headliner extra close to the roof. If you don't immediately notice the extra space inside, it's likely because you're too distracted by the complete redo of the interior. The differences between the quality and design of the 2012 car and that of the previous car are striking. The center stack, which used to be weighed down by a remarkably dull, rental car-like aspect, is now a sophisticated piece, a thin overlay of controls draped over the soft-touch dash below. And the dash itself gets a sharp top-stitch detail across the front edge. It lends the family midsizer a truly rich feel. The exterior, that's a whole different story. Let's just get this out there. It is not a pretty car. Of course, neither was the previous car, but really, the 2012 model is less so. It looks too narrow, too tall, and from the rear, too square. Of course, that's just our opinion. You no doubt already have your own. Dynamically, we find little fault with the Camry. While not the most exhilarating ride, this Camry does carry itself with more confidence. We'd prefer if the SE model provided a bit more of the sportiness it implies, but we're delighted by the performance of the new hybrid Camry. It manages to successfully minimize any artificial hybrid-y feel while simultaneously boosting fuel economy to an impressive 43 miles per gallon city and 39 miles per gallon highway.
We're pleased by Toyota's pricing strategy too. Stickers hold steady at 2011 levels for the LE trim, with a jump up to SE and XLE trims shrinking by comparison. About 65% of buyers today opt for the LE. The new pricing will mean about 50% of new buyers will opt for upper trims. For Autoweek, I'm Natalie Neff.
Thanks, Natalie. Keep up with all the car news at Autoweek.com. We'll be back here tomorrow. Until then, enjoy the drive.
Thanks for watching today's edition of Autoweek TV. Be sure to catch all the latest car enthusiast news on Autoweek.com, in Autoweek magazine, and in Autoweek's iPad edition.